Hi everyone, many thanks for joining us today to take a look at the Orlo online engagement platform. I'm Warren Butler, Marketing Director at Preact, and I'm delighted to be joined by Rich Davies, Head of Sales and Partnerships at Orlo, who will lead the presentation. Orlo is used by leading brands across many verticals to maximise online experiences and marketing across a range of channels. Social media and specifically social customer care is the core topic for today's webinar, but Orlo also provides help across web chat, SMS, WhatsApp, as Rich will touch on. By way of a brief introduction to Preact, we are a Microsoft Business Applications partner, helping businesses of all sizes implement and support Dynamics 365 and other applications built on the Microsoft Power Platform. We've been trading since 1993, and today we support more than 8,000 Dynamics users. And that's across sales, marketing, service, and many other teams across various industry sectors. We're a gold partner and have been for over 10 years, and we're just one of 60 partners worldwide who have been included in the prestigious Inner Circle, which puts Preact into the top 1% bracket of Microsoft partners. For a lot of our clients, customer service is a growing focus in developing their social strategy. And following the announcement that Microsoft has deprecated its social engagement solution and will withdraw this from January 2020, we've been eager to ensure that we're still able to offer social tools that work with Dynamics 365. That's why we're extremely delighted to team up with Orlo, as it offers a comprehensive ecosystem of social capabilities, and that includes two-way sync with Dynamics. So to explain more, including how Orlo enables Dynamics case records to be created directly from social posts, I'm going to hand the presentation across to Rich. Hi, Rich.
Hi, Warren. Thanks very much for having us today. Yeah, once again, thank you very much for having us today, Warren, and the Preact team. I'm going to start off by just doing a bit of housekeeping of my own. So, as part of this, we're offering a prize draw for a social media consultancy day. That is going to be done by my colleague Richard Chilton, who you previously used to be head of customer success for Virgin Trains, Yopa, has been doing social media consultancy for the last 2 years, and has recently come on as our head of customer success to help drive our customers forward in paid social and organic, and making sure that customer service and marketing are really working together for the benefit of the customer. We're also offering a two-week free trial. We don't usually do trials this early on in the stage, but I think it's a really good way to kind of get people understand what the platform can do for them and get it more into their business routines and how social can really affect change. And as Warren mentioned, I'm Rich Davis. I head up partnerships and sales for Orlo. I've been with the company for 18 months now, and it's a really exciting place to be because we're doing so much around the future. And I think if I've got time later, I'll show you some of the things we're doing for our roadmap for the next year. We're very open with our roadmap. It's crowdsourced from our customers and our partners to make sure that they're giving it the most to our customers. But we've got some really cool stuff around AI and chatbots coming up in the next year or so. I think everybody's going to be really interested about. So who are Orlo? Orlo are a social media management platform focused on the customer and focusing on how you can actually engage a customer via marketing content, but also for customer service. And what we're going to be focusing on today is that customer service element. What happens in social is actually it's an open forum for people to ask questions, for you to engage with your customers and really delight your customers, because in a sense you can actually build on those negative comments that people are putting and really engage with what's going on in the world. So actually what's been happening the last year in 2019? So obviously stuff like data breaches have gone up, so the trust in social networks has changed. Stuff like Cambridge Analytica happened a couple of years ago, and as a company we're very aware of how we sit in our landscape and how we make sure our customers' data is not only managed properly but also used in the right way. There's growth in Facebook ads and campaigns. Influencers are a main part of that as well, actually people using influencers to contact and engage with their customer base. Customer engagement for stuff like crisis comms is a huge part. We had a talk yesterday as part of our Orlo FCX from the former social media manager of Manchester Council, and how that actually managed for the terrorist attack that happened a couple of years ago. And really, more people trying to use social to be human. So what does that mean? As a brand, it's actually engaging with your customers at a personal level rather than a brand to person level. Here's a bit of research we recently did about actually how social media is being used within the public sector, but I think this kind of talks across all sectors. It's still mainly seen as a marketing tool. However, that is changing, and each year, each time we do this, you can start seeing that change year on year, and customer service is actually growing to more and more of an equal level, and you can see more and more people using both customer service and marketing as one platform. Some of the issues people are facing around this are obviously digital transformation. So we talk a lot around channel shift and making sure that actually social media as a channel can save you money. It reduces your time to respond, and actually a way that customers want to deal with you guys on. So there are a number of different reasons why this might happen, and a lot of it is down to culture. But really, as the world changes, you'll start seeing that unwillingness to willingness to take the risk will have to change, because it's going to only get bigger and bigger. More social channels are coming out year on year, and it's the way people want to interact with brands. So social media for 2019, once again, what's happening? People are looking at the SLAs more, going actually how are we responding to that, those messages, and are we responding in the right time? Are we responding with personality? Are we actually allowing our users to use their own personality rather than going out and being corporate? And are we automating our processes? A lot of what we talk about is actually streamlining those processes behind the scenes to make sure that it's easy for the user, it's easy for the customer, and automation is a big part to play with that. Ultimately, though, it's about trying to create that single customer feed for a customer. So obviously, it allows you to leverage insights better. But it really puts the customer at the heart of what you do. So it moves away from a disparate systems, silos of data, and pockets of information to the customer, and understanding how the customer wants to deal with you and how they've spoken to you in the past and what are their problems and what are their issues. And that's one of the key drivers for us to integrate dynamics into what we do. We'll talk a bit later on about our roadmap for that, but the core of that was actually when somebody's got a problem, they might have called you up, created a case, but how do you manage that case if somebody's then gone onto social and said, "You've not done that for me, it's really annoyed me, how can you actually help me better?" We do that by actually having 4 core modules, and we're going to be focusing mainly on the customer service module today. So we'll be looking at how social media comes into Orlo and how we push that through to Dynamics. We also do that with live chat, SMS, WhatsApp. We have a number of different automated tools in the background to make sure that it goes through to the right person at the right time. And we also look at actually that sentiment and that sentiment change. So are we actually changing people from negative to positive? Are we doing all the things we want to be doing? But that only works if you've got a great marketing team supporting you. So it's when you create engagement, that's when you really can see something about those channels that actually people engage with. So you create an engagement content, and can you see how they marry up together? Media monitoring, as Warren mentioned, we do a lot around media monitoring because social engagement actually essentially was a media monitoring social listening tool. That's part of what we do. We do social listening for Twitter, and we also have a media monitoring element which covers about 80% of the internet, all of which is backed up by analytics. And we have obviously reports around your customer service team, around your marketing team, your website, so much like Google Analytics, being able to track where people have come onto social and moved to the website and actually purchased, and also more granular information around campaigns, your brand, and team reports. It's all very important stuff, and actually one of the key things we're looking at in the next year around how we push that into Power BI and make that much more powerful for you as a business. So at this point, I'm just going to jump over to Orlo. This is our unified inbox. Up here is just our navigation bar, so we can manage new things like our dashboards, our automated triggers, our marketing team. So if I wanted to quickly look at marketing, I can quickly show you a content calendar. This is all our scheduled content for the week and allows us to really see what's going on. We can actually click and move things around, but I'm really just going to focus on that inbox at the moment. Up here's live chat, and all our live chat messages filter down to our unified inbox. I'm going to click on Gerdip for now, Gerdip, one of my colleagues. I can see there's a sentiment there. There's an influencer score. I've got some filters added. We've got numerous filters I can add, but what I'm going to do is just focus on the overall at the moment. I can tag this comment as a complaint, as anything I've really wanted to be. So I'm going to say, actually, it's a complaint, and make sure that that filters through to my analytics so I can start doing exception reports. I can email it out to somebody who doesn't use Orlo. So if I've got an issue with actually, well, you know what, this needs to go through to our managing director. It needs to be escalated quickly, and he won't see Orlo. So this is going to save me time, save me energy. I can assign it to somebody. I can leave it assigned to Common for now. I can change the sentiment if I feel the sentiment isn't actually what it's reflecting. So we actually, as people, understand what sarcasm is. Algorithms, unfortunately, do not at the moment. That's the way it's going. We're looking more into the idea of emotion, but at the moment, it's still got those issues, as all sentiment detection does. We can do cool things like snippets. So snippets are frequently asked questions. I can quickly click on here and show you that and say, right, well, thanks very much for looking into our demo today. And or I can do stuff like DM reply links. And a DM reply link is you're following me, I'm following you, and I need to do that, move that into private message. Because ultimately, everything you want to do is actually push that to a private message to make it easier for your team to remove those negative comments as quickly as possible and actually help. On the sidebar, we can see a bit more information about the person. We can see the social score, their interactions with us. So actually, how are they interacting with us? Is it negative? Is it positive? They've got numerous different interactions with us. What's the actual tag on the person? So we can see that he's a customer, he's an influencer. He does a number of different things with us. I can have a look at the person in a bit more detail. I can view his full profile. So I can actually see top level information about him, have a look at the info, have a look at those interactions with us, and see some top level statistics as well. This is also where we'll link into Dynamics. So as a user, I want to be able to link in and find Gerdip Zodu. Unfortunately, Gerdip's actually not on our system at the moment, so we're going to go in and create a profile for him. And what that's gone and done is actually from Orlo created a contact within Dynamics. So I can now go on, I find Gerdip. If Gerdip was already on the system and actually had information already connected to him, I'd be able to see that information, make sure I go through the data protection process that I need to make sure I'm connecting the right person to the right account. And I can do things like update the cases. So I'm going to quickly go into Rachel's account here. I'll use Jared today. So I can quickly go into Jared. I can see that he's got some information assigned to me. I see that he's already got a case signed up for him. So I can quickly look on here, see some top level information about the case, and go into the actual Dynamics instance here. And that's taking me directly through to that case itself. I can see there's already been some social activity on there. I can see that there's some top level information about Jared I might need to know. But really, what I want to do is I want to be able to sort this question out for him now. So I can see there's been some information, so we can see that actually I can say I can help, I can do a snippet, but I want to push through this information to Dynamics. So either I can create a new case here, or I can update a case, and I'm actually going to update the case. And that's simply with a number, only 5 or 6 clicks, I've actually solved the problem in social, and I've moved it over to Dynamics and say, right, that's done now. I can create the case. That information is available to the people within Dynamics who do exactly what they need to do on that side. And a lot of this is about reducing the time the agent has to spend going through numerous different pages, going to different systems, getting confused, and making their life a lot more simple, giving them actually that access straight away. That's really done by setting up our setup page here, so we can actually see we're not doing anything that we shouldn't be doing. We're actually taking all the entities from those contact information and being able to put it through, so I can select anything that's in there. That includes custom entities. I can also do that on accounts and cases as well. But we also have a number of different users who go, actually, I want to use it within my Dynamics instance. And I've seen this whole inbox being pushed over to a Dynamics instance by the Unified Service Desk, but we've also made it a lot easier for people via the channel integration framework. So I can see here, I've got my messages on the side here. I can quickly go into GerdIP, see what's going on. I can like, retweet it, or I can reply. That allows me to be a lot more agile. As a manager of a customer service team, I can see what's going on. And it might even be that you need to see things like what's being posted out. So your marketing team are posting out content, and you need to see what that content is, because you know that's when your engagement times will increase. I'll be looking at that and going, okay, well, we're going to be posting out around this time, so we need to be jumping on and making sure we're doing all the right things, and our team are ready for that. We also have things like post validators. So within the inbox, you might decide that you want to turn on approval process. You have a new person, a new customer service agent on the system, and you want that to go through an approval process. We can put those things into place as well. I'll quickly jump on to what those analytics look like on the basis of that. So as I mentioned, for that was tagging earlier, I can come on here and I can add a tag about complaints, say just look at my complaints, or I could do that and exclude it as well. So as you can see here, I've got top level information about the individuals, the conversations I'm having with people. So am my conversations going up? Are my response times going up or down? What's the sentiment of those interactions I'm having? When am I getting the most activity? When are my top engagement time? So actually I get a lot of engagement on a Wednesday. So do I need to put more people on social on a Wednesday? Is that conversation sentiment changing? So we're starting from negative, we're moving to positive, and we're doing that all in the background to make sure that it's not hindering anybody. Are we hitting our service level agreements? Are we doing it within under 5 minutes? We've actually seen people like Ocado do that very quickly. Within a year, they've reduced down their time to serve by something like 15 minutes and saved in the region of £800,000 because they've had been able to use our technology. Who are our top engagers? I can quickly go into them and show those information. What's my sources? What are my top tags? So yesterday, obviously, we did an event called Future CX, so we've got a lot of tags around that. We've got a few tags around complaints because this is also a test system. And what are our response times? So when are we getting the best response times and when are we getting the worst? And actually, our worst time to respond is on a Tuesday. So if you send a message to us on a Tuesday at 11 AM, it actually takes us on average 4.5 days to get back to you. What teams are performing well and what users are performing well. When we look at the teams, we've actually seen this being done really well within a company called Goals. They have AstroTurf pitches up and down the UK, and each company, each franchise within that has a social media account, and they use this to actually monitor which teams are doing really well, which ones are performing well, and which guys need a bit of help. I mentioned automation earlier on, and I'll quickly show you our trigger system. So triggers, much like Microsoft Flow, is an if this then that rule that allows you to create short, quick automations, and actually integrates in with Microsoft Flow as well. So for example, we can set up things within triggers that allows, say, if they have a contact record already, let's connect it through to a case and let's automatically create that case using Flow. So for example, if I quickly create a trigger now, I can quickly go through, add it through here, and do that on certain things. So I can look at my sentiment change. I can say, well, if it's negative sentiment, if it's got certain words in it, so I'll use our friends over at Prex names today. I'm sure they don't get many complaints, so I'll use it for today. And I'm going to say, actually, if they're an influencer and they're talking about me, I need to know about it. And if it's outside of office hours, I'll want somebody to jump on that as well. And we can do that in a numerous different ways. We can do that by emailing users, emailing teams, having an app notification, sending a webhook that connects through to Dynamics, adding another tag to it. So you might say, you know, if it's got that information, I just want to tag it, and I don't want my agents to have to spend time tagging that information because I want to make it easy for them. And that's what we're looking to do. So that's probably a very short and brief introduction into our customer service box. We have a lot going on, but I feel like for the short time we have, I'll stop there, and I'll quickly show you some of the things that we'll be looking into for the future. So, apologies, I clicked the wrong button. So, as of January, we're releasing our competitor analysis tool. So this will sit within our social listening and allow you to put in your competitors' competitors' Twitter handles, and we'll be able to track what they're doing, what's making people react to their brand, actually what's working for them, what's potentially what you need to be managing against, what they're talking about, and how you compare within your industry. So are you doing really well in your industry, or would you need to do better? We're also adding in predictive typing. So I showed you snippets earlier. This is another version of that using machine learning. What it does is it will sit in the background and actually say, oh, based on this type of message you've had previously, this is how you would answer this question, and we're going to do it quite quickly and simply and let you just identify that. And it's really putting the power to the agent's hands to go, this is the things that are going to happen. So this is going live in early January, and we believe it will save around 8 hours of time, over 6,000 conversations. It doesn't need to train because it's training in the background for you, and it will speed up replies much more than just using snippets. We're also doing a lot around AI, so the idea of disaster detection, so using the information that people are putting out there to actually identify things that are going on that you might need to engage with or might need to understand if you're actually putting out content, or what might affect your brand. Toxic messages, so what people are saying, and actually how do you manage that? How do you manage information that potentially could spread quickly that needs fact checking, and how do you then classify people? So once again, remember to sign up for the prize draw, and please get in contact, and we'll set you with a free trial, and all trials come with online training. It's always important to tell you that we do free online training wherever we are really keen on making sure that everybody has access to the platform and everybody is always involved. It's one of the reasons why we have 93% adoption rate of the product. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for that, and I'll pass you back over to Warren.
Super. Many thanks for that, Rich. That's great. I hope you found that useful, just to see how Orlo will help your organisation bring together your social interactions, but also how you can connect that in with Dynamics. When you leave this session, a survey will pop up, and if you would like to arrange a trial of Orlo or enter that free draw that Rich mentioned, if you just fill in that, you'll go into the hat. We will also send you a link to a recording of this presentation. Again, if you just want to reply to that, you can enter that way. So we're going to pause for a moment just to see what questions have come through. But if you are leaving us at this point, again, I hope you found that useful, and look forward to seeing you on a future session. Yeah, we've got one question that's come through. I've still got Rich with me here. Just regarding how Orlo helps organisations manage data, and specifically if there's sort of any issues around GDPR compliance.
So we're very conscious of GDPR. All the social data that we hold within Orlo is strictly managed and available to anybody, available to yourselves to actually download. With regards to Dynamics information, we do it via an iframe, so we actually don't store any information, so we're not actually doing anything like that. So it removes any of those GDPR issues. We're just viewing the information from Dynamics within Orlo.
Okay, good stuff. Another question has come through regarding pricing, Rich. Is that something you can elaborate on here, or is that something you'd prefer to take offline?
I prefer to take it offline, mainly because we have pricing brackets, so it's dependent on the amount of users you have. We are a per user per month pricing module, but happy to share that with anybody offline.
Okay, we will follow up on that question in more detail. I guess another question that is worth just touching on before we go is just around integration with Dynamics. So in this presentation, Richie highlighted the integration with the case entity. What other integration is available or is coming in the future?
Yeah, definitely. So we've got the ability to link in with Microsoft Flow already, so that's available right now. The two key ones that we're looking at straight away are API into our analytics. So we get lots and lots of information from social media, and we're looking at how we can put that into an API and connect that to Power BI. That is probably going to be Q1 of the new calendar year. The other side of that is leads, and that's something a lot of our customers are asking for now. So how can we create leads from Orlo? And very much like that idea of social engagement, we're searching the internet, we're finding out what people are saying about you, not to you, we're finding out what they're saying about your competitors or things you're interested in. So there are sometimes that needs to do a customer service to create a case, but we also want to be able to say this could really push an ROI for us. So that's probably going to be Q1 of next year too. And there has been talk about releasing our marketing calendar into Dynamics so it connects with marketing insights, but that's more likely the back end of next year because we've got much more things to focus on in regards to our stuff with Microsoft.
Awesome, lots of good stuff on the way. Okay, that looks like it's all the questions that have come through. So again, many thanks for your time this afternoon in joining this session, and look forward to speaking to you soon. Thanks, Rich.
Thanks very much. Bye.